Now that you know how to formulate relevant questions, we need to be able to ask those questions and draw relevant data that will actually give us answers to the questions about who our prospect buyers are, what do they need, where we can find them online, and why will they buy a specific product or service. Whenever you need to make a decision, especially a business one, the most reliable source of information that you can get is data. The great thing about data is that you can measure it. It's just something that we can't avoid. We live in the age of information, and data is being kept on everything nowadays. From the websites we visit to how long we stay in each page, from the products we buy online to actually how many messages we send over the web, everything is being stored and kept as data. Let's take a look at the following example. Netflix is a company that currently has over 69 million worldwide streaming customers. Given the amount of users, we can safely assume that Netflix has a lot of data to play around. They know exactly what are you watching. They know when you pause, rewind, or fast forward. They also know what day, time, and even zip code you're watching Netflix in. They know when you search, they know when you browse, and they know when you scroll. They know how you rate movies and TV shows, and even what show you watch after the other. Netflix is a data-driven company, and they wouldn't be as successful as they are today if they didn't listen and actually made decisions based on the data that they are collecting. Do you think it's a coincidence that Netflix has launched many of the top hit TV shows on the last few years? Before giving House of Cards the green light, there were a couple of things that Netflix knew really well. For example, they knew that the movie The Social Network from David Fincher was watched from beginning to end by a lot of users. But does this mean that House of Cards will be a hit show? Absolutely no. Netflix doesn't just collect and store data. Their real success lies in the way that they connect and relate that data to draw conclusions. For example, the British version of House of Cards was really well watched, and at the same time they know that the people that watched the British version of House of Cards also watched a lot of Kevin Spacey's films and or David Fincher's. So by connecting these dots, Netflix actually knows that an American version of House of Cards, directed by David Fincher and starred by Kevin Spacey, is going to have a lot of people interested in watching it. And that's the reason they gave the green light. This is why Netflix is a data-driven company, and this is exactly what you should be doing with the data that you're going to collect.